Namaskar, dear students. Today I am Aspire of ITL Public School. I'm going to tell you about the last part of our Class 8 Civics Chapter 3, Why Do We Need a Parliament? Alright, so everyone is able to see my board now? Great. Okay, we had talked about how a parliament actually looks like, right? And we had talked about the very basic things, that what are the role of the Lok Sabha, the Rajya Sabha. Then there are various executive members that we had read about, namely it's the president and the prime minister, right? But then there's a very crucial thing we said, that the basic thing is that about the Indian Parliament is that it is representing about uh, the very structure of a democracy, right? Now, when we are saying that it is a very crucial factor about a democracy, we have to see that the parliament is actually showing a true nature of how our Indian society is. So, can you think and just think just about your class itself? Okay, look around who all classmates you have. Are they from the same economic background? Are they from the same social background? Are they all from the same religious background? I guess your answer to my questions would be no in all the situations, right? We all are different, belonging to different segment, different states, different religion, and we are all unified together because we are sitting in the same class and we're getting the same education, right? Now, having said so, our Indian Parliament should depict this dynamic of our country, right? So it should also show that people from different arenas, they are there in the Parliament. But so today we'll take up that whether it's actually happening or not. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, so what do you look up over here? So you see that this is a picture of a place which is actually showing that it is a very equal place, right? So you have a Equiterra government over here, visible to all, right? So what does this Equiterra government tell us? That maybe that the government over here, it represents that there is equality, right? Okay, then we have together we can. In the parliament it says together we can, that is people over here, they are taking decisions uh, in the way that they are all together in this. All right, so this is how the parliament looks like in this Equiterra government. Great. They have bank of equal. So this bank, what do you think it's going to do? It's going to give money to both the rich and the poor people, not discriminate between the borrowers over here. Okay, here we have the CEO of the year, and who is this person? How can you differentiate? Okay, so by the looks, you can say that she is a female. And so you can see this is a female-led, the achievers here. And female taking up, say, becoming a lawyer or a CEO, right? So this is how we have, and news, okay, we have the news at the top. What does it represent? It shows that there is democracy. People have the right to bring up the news in the in front of the people. All the citizens are aware what is happening around, and people have the right to speak, right? They can come up and they can speak anything for the government or against the government, right? Okay, so this is how the equality concept comes in the government, right? That people should have the equal rights when we're talking of the parliament, right? And everyone should be represented. Look the word over here. It talks about being represent everyone. So Equiterra is proud to represent everyone, and Equiterra over here is the government. So in this country, we can say this Equiterra area, the government is actually representing the entire society. Whether they are rich or poor, they are from, they can be from different backgrounds, but then they are all a part of this government. Okay, look in detail over here. You can see this person, you can probably say that, she may be an African American. Just think, because whatever you think appropriately, it's up to you. That's just me trying to help you out to think, okay, what a cartoon is actually representing over here. You can see this blonde, so you can see probably she is from a different background altogether. She might be an American over here, right? Hey, you see a person over here who is on a wheelchair. So a disabled person is also getting a representation over here, right? And you have both men and women over here. So this is how equality is being practiced. Great. Let's move ahead then. All right. What do we have now? This cartoon is actually is a Times of India cartoon that I've taken up, and it tells us that there's an eighth wonder here. How many wonders do we actually have? Think. But then here there's an eighth wonder. What is it? It's a pyramid again, but then it's not that you which you find in Egypt. Here it is about the Dalits. What do you call the Dalits as? What is the meaning of the word Dalit? The broken, right? Dalits mean the broken. And how the Dalit is actually twice dead. He's actually below in this pyramid. If you are at the bottom, right, then you are actually twice the dead. So that is how strange this cartoon is depicting, that this is the condition of Dalits in our country. They are so suppressed. They are not getting equal representation, not getting their rights. And if they are not getting so in the society, do you think they'll be represented in the parliament? No, right? So that is how they are being oppressed. So this is one segment of the population which is not getting equal representation. Apart from the Dalits, can you think of any other group who are getting suppressed in our nation? I'll pin it down for you over here, but then you will have to keep thinking about it. Okay, so number one, we talked about the Dalits. Great. Number two, we talked about, what can we think of? Okay, we can think of the backward class or the backward caste people. Number three, who else can we think about in this segment? Minorities, people who are a minority. So you can recall your second chapter of civics, secularism, where we talked about how the religious communities like that of the Muslims and the Sikhs, they are actually minority communities. Great. So minority, backward caste, and if I have to just specify, I could also say ST and SC, scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, right? All these people are underrepresented. What about poor people? Even they are marginalized. So poor people, they are also under the threat that they will not be able to reach the top of the pyramid, right? How can you reach the top of the pyramid? Only when you have a lot of power in your hand. Dalits, backward caste, minority, STSC, poor people, they do not have that much power that they could actually reach at the top of the pyramid. Who else? Just recall that Equatoria region's parliament. Who was the CEO over there? The women. So yes, in our country, we do not see equal representation for the women as well. So these are the people that we need to think about, and they're not whether they're getting equal representation in our country, in our parliament or not. So this is what we want to see over here. Clear with this? Great. So we move ahead. Okay. Moving on to our next slide. All right. So here we are. Now look at this cartoon over here. It is showing how ST, SC, OBC, and the general category. What kind of person? Rich or poor? Poor person. That's how they are getting the equality over here. Read the word over here. So this is how they are getting the equality in the society. Almost equal, but yet they are just trying to struggle their way out to the top, right? They have to stand in a queue because they want to get their rights. So do you think they get their right in the parliament as well? Earlier, we can say that they were actually not. But now we'll see how the situations are changing for us. Okay? All right. Now, what do you see in this one? So, what does this cartoon say? It says, see, you can't change reservation policy even in places like this. Reserve seats, right? And we have the political leaders coming here to the restaurant and they have seen the reservation over here. So, what concept are we talking about? The system of reservation. So, now basically, when we're talking about all these people who are actually outcasted from the mainstream politics, they get a chance to come into the politics now when we got the system of reservation. So our actual politics is actually taking a toll. It's going for a revolution because now more and more people are being represented. Earlier, these people were underrepresented. They were not a part of this parliament. But now people from all these backgrounds, they're all coming together and participating in the political arena, right? So you can see in the political parties, you will now see more of Dalit people also, backward caste, SC, and they always take such kind of people because they want to get more votes also from this segment of the population also, right? So that might be another criteria kept in the mind of the political leaders, but ultimately what you see is that the participation is increasing day by day, right? However, when we talk to the policy of reservation, we have got it for the ST, SC, and the OBC, the backward caste. And we are still struggling to get the reservation for the women because the the women leaders are very less in our country, even though they have increased over the time, but that's a very small segment of the population of women that have actually shown their interest in the politics and they have come up. And hey, I have again a question for you. Can you recall any one women leader? Say one of pre 1960s and one after that. So think about it. Think of the current leaders, the women leaders in our government, and try to read about them. Right? All right. So, given the scenario of our Indian politics, we can see that we are striving that our Indian Parliament is actually a true representation of our democratic nation, and we are trying to reflect in its strength and the faith of the people. So, changes are coming in slow and steady, but then we are definitely on the track that our parliament is away from all the negativities and we are trying to instill the faith and the strength in our parliamentary form of government or a democratic form of government over here. So I hope you understood the lesson very nicely and you look forward into the newspapers what is actually happening in our parliament currently and be updated with the news and the current affairs. Thank you for the class.